All right, it's working. We're good. What's going on, everybody? A little post-game show action. Gary, what do you want to start with first? You want to start with the Frost highlights? You want to start with, sorry, not highlights, post-game press
Post conference.
conference? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
You want to start with Scott Frost or Adrian Martinez?
We got to play a drinking game with Adrian Martinez.
Man, I don't have any alcohol in my house. I'm not going to be able to.
I'm just kidding.
I'll drink this water.
Every single time he gets asked a question, I shouldn't say every single time, 90% of the time. Yeah, everything. Even if
Don't
it's
judge him.
yes or no.
He's a
Too
young
late,
man. He's a young man. What up, JV? Let's see here. I'll go ahead. Let's pull up Scott Frost first. Go with audio.
Yeah, we settled in okay. I was frustrated at the beginning. We were kind of spitting and sputtering a little bit. I got to give credit to that team, Joe's team. They got some fighters on that team. I was really impressed with their linebacker core and their skill players and the running back, quarterback. They're a good team. So I'm sure they'll have a good year. We did a couple dumb things at the beginning of the game, putting a ball on the ground and spitting and sputtering a little bit, but ended up.
He likes that spitting and sputtering.
Catching a momentum a little bit, and it looked a lot better.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't like a little spitting and sputtering?
Yeah, obviously we talk about that as a team, trying to finish second, start third the right way. We did the exact opposite of that last week. I know they talked about that last week too. When they did it, we didn't, and those can be big turning points in games.
Corey had 168 yards of offense. That's sort of what you thought he could do for you.
Can you make that any louder?
Yeah, it's a long season. We saw a lot of things in
I'll
camp
try.
that didn't show up last Saturday.
No, they're always
try,
quiet.
yeah.
The reporters'
Some of
questions,
the guys that we've been seeing playing
because they don't have
I
a
feel
mic
like
on the
Frost is a
reporters.
little
happening,
quiet.
so we need more of it. But
He's loud to
he's a
me.
pretty special kid.
Are you happy with the amount of guys?
Must just be my Fisher Price setup.
Offense, and I guess what's Oliver's situation?
Yeah, Oliver has a little injury. We decided to hold him this week, but it's not anything that'll keep him out a long time. But it was great to see a lot of those other receivers play. We're deep at that position with guys that can make plays, so keeping fresh guys on the field is going to be important.
Of those 6 backs that carried today, which one maybe impressed you the most on the team?
Yeah, I don't know. I got to watch the tape. I thought they all did good things. Thought we ran hard. Still want to get the run game established a little earlier and a little better. We need our base run plays to get us 5 or 6 when they're getting us 2 and get us 11 when they're getting us 6. And I think that's a team effort. It's up front. It's backs. It's good decisions. It's all those things. And when you can establish run, everything else works off of it. And we did that okay today, but can still get better.
How would you? What's that quarterback picture look like to you? Adrian made.
Yeah, thought he made a couple little boo-boos early, but he also makes fantastic plays. We put a lot on that kid's shoulders with the type of offense we're
Spitting
running.
and a
Every
sputtering
single play, he's got it in his
boo-boos.
hands. He's making decisions. He's running it. He's throwing it.
Did he really say boo-boos?
Pretty sure.
Bro, that's like telling your grown friends that you have to go potty because you're used to talking to your kid.
BRB potty.
He's never going to be perfect. Nobody should expect him to. We just
What
want to
did I
eliminate
say?
the bad plays.
How about average?
We put a
You're
ball on the
expecting him
ground
to be
early on a
perfect.
naked
Can we get average?
on a bootleg where the running back doesn't have an option of taking the ball. So those little things can't happen, but he's always going to be there to make plays, and he's been playing at a high level all fall, so I expect that to continue.
So that was on Adrian.
I don't know if the back clamped down on it too much to fake or what happened, but we're getting him out of the pocket with the ball, and the ball's on the ground behind him. So, I didn't see a lot of those today. That's the good thing. I don't think we had very many penalties. Logan fumbled the one, but there weren't balls on the ground. We protected the ball a lot better. I'm so obsessed with making sure we don't make any of those mistakes, and I know the team is too, because that's all they hear about. That's where my focus is, and it shouldn't be after a win, but we got to make sure we keep doing those little things right.
Having fans in here today, just how uplifting was that just to have that again after almost 2 years?
Oh, gosh, that felt good. Just walking out to the tunnel, even pregame with the stands half full, and pregame was special. And And I got a chance to walk through the tunnel at the end of the game with my wife and my son, and RJ was giving the fans high fives, and we miss the fans. I know they miss being here, but this was a dismal place without them. So can't wait till next week.
Pause real quick. So that answers that. There's a ton of like rumors around here that him and his wife are getting divorced, and she moved back to Florida. She took the kids and moved back to Florida or whatever. And so
Damn.
maybe during the move she decided to fly back for this game because she wanted to help keep this sellout streak alive. But I doubt it.
Damn. So it's that dramatic up there, is it?
I mean, we don't have any other teams, man. You know what I mean? You know how Husker fans are. So there's just all kinds of shit being said all the time. Like, who knows what's real or not?
Man.
With the pace that the offense is moving at when you get back up.
Yeah, I thought we utilized tempo at times. I thought it was better than it was last week. The tempo of our offense, we got to continue that. There's times we want to go fast. There's times we shouldn't. This game kind of lent itself to us going fast, and I thought they did a pretty good job of that. So anytime you get lined up quick and steal a play or steal some yards, that helps your offense.
I think some seniors had all 3 interceptions, and then just you blocked the field goal too. Just the lift that those guys gave you in the middle part of the game.
Yeah, those guys are pretty special to me, JoJo and Deontay and Markel and all those guys that decided to come back, and they're our leaders and some of our best players. So I'm always happy when they have good things happen to them on the field.
Overall, I mean, would you characterize this as progress?
I mean, I know it was Fordham, right? But it did feel good to see one of our players get 2 interceptions in the same game. When's the last time you've seen that for the Skurs? It just feels like it doesn't happen. Like we're incapable of getting.
Martinez throws 2 in a game alive.
Don't.
Does that count? Has anybody asked him?
Oh, I would say so. We won a game, Sip.
Anybody ask him about Cam Taylor-Britt? You're muted.
Not yet. I haven't heard that question yet.
All right.
Thought we did a lot of really good things. The team coming in here next week, watch them on tape already. It's a good team. They were in the MAC championship last year. They've lost some pieces, added some really good pieces. We got to have a good week of preparation and looking forward to getting back on the field with the guys.
Also, just on the third situation, what do you see out there? A couple of displays?
You know, we tell our returners catch the ball no matter what. And when the ball hits the ground, you got to make a smart decision. If it's bouncing easy and a hop you can handle and nobody's around you, then we want them to catch it and not let it bounce several yards down the field. Thought that one was a little too much in traffic, and that weren't a ton of those mistakes today, but we're really going to focus hard on the ones that we did make and make sure we address them every time they come up.
So is that pretty much a Taylor-Britt question?
Yep.
I mean, he's not returning punts ever again, I don't think, in his whole career. Even if he goes pro, they ain't having him return punts.
On the starting quarterback job, and how do you feel like you played today in the 4 drives?
Yeah, I thought Logan did well. That's kind of what I've seen from him. That was a tough fight. I trust the other 2 kids too. Matt got a snap there at the end.
Yeah, it was nice.
I thought Logan played really well, other than putting the ball on the deck. So he felt bad about that, but he did some really good things out there. It was good to see him get some run.
He does seem to make decisions pretty quickly. Like he knows where he wants to be.
Yeah. He thinks through the game really well.
But that was close. You'd say that was close competition for that 2 spot.
Yeah, let's focus on the things we need to focus on here.
You're muted. You're muted.
Remember we were talking the other day about how he's got to get tired of these questions that are clearly suggestions.
Yeah.
Like, that's a perfect example. Oh, yeah. So it seems like Smothers really makes some quick decisions out there. Now, I'm not saying Adrian doesn't, Coach, but why don't you go ahead and play Smothers a little more? And Coach is just like, we just won 52-7. Can we not do who should be playing at quarterback?
I mean, Matt Masker's a really good player. Harburg's going to be a really good player. Logan won the number 2 spot through his body of work, and he got the opportunity today.
This was the first time that you played backup since 2019 in the game.
Is that right?
Yeah, Maryland 2019. You almost can take that for granted how important that is to give some of these guys opportunities like you got today.
Yeah, we started rotating, about halfway through the third quarter. I got some guys out, got some other guys in. There's guys we're going to depend on for the stretch run, and it's good to see those guys get reps. I'm really looking forward to watching the tape and see how those guys perform.
It looked like you got a couple nice things out of Chancellor Brewington, a couple of blocks, and then a slip out for a touchdown. I mean, you talked a little bit in camp, but he can help you a little bit.
Yeah, we got real thin at tight end during camp. He was playing receiver. Was kind of stacked behind some guys at receiver, and we moved him in with Beck. We're still kind of thin at that position, but I can't say enough about that kid. He
So they're trying to say that Chancellor Brewington is technically a tight end.
Yeah.
Lordy, did he look like a tight end to you or a really skinny wide receiver?
Why not both?
Because this isn't Madden or NCAA. You can't just stick a skinny wide receiver at tight end because he's kind of tall.
Like,
took
what
a
are you
tight
asking
end
him
and
to
made
do,
him a
though?
center.
If they're asking him to run routes, then whatever. They ain't asking him to block.
They better not ask him to block.
Exactly.
came in and
So I think it's fine.
was going to do whatever he could for the team. Made plays in camp, learned it quick, and we had a little package for him today, and it worked out, and really happy for him.
A little package. for
Wait,
him.
can we pause for a second? Sorry to get distracted, but Illinois, they lost today
Yeah.
against UTSA Roadrunners.
Texas, San Antonio.
What? Okay, keep going.
Number 47. I mentioned I was really impressed with their skill players. Their whole team in general was really well coached, but their skill players and he's a guy. I mean, I saw Logan scramble there at the end of the game, and that kid came over and got him pretty good. Right, I had to dodge out of the way not to get hit by him. Already had 31 tackles, including one on me. But there's good players everywhere in football. I think that's why you're seeing a lot of teams beat teams that they might not have 20 years ago and compete with teams they might not have 20 years ago. Is that there's just more football players and teams are getting them, and I was impressed with a lot of their players.
How much did your team need today?
Yeah, we needed it. We had such a good camp, and going into that first game, had high hopes, and I think that the kids really believe how much progress they made and how much better team they are. Then the game one didn't go the way we wanted it to, but that doesn't change the progress that we've made. We got a tough slate of games. We got a long season. We got to keep getting better. I think this team's going to be able to compete with anybody that we go on the field with, and then it's a matter of playing clean and making somebody else beat us, not beating ourselves.
Anything else?
Coach Chance in the stands. How much energy did that bring to you and your team? Just hearing this, team in the state root for you, and how much energy did that bring to you guys?
Yeah, it's pretty special. I couldn't help but look around at the beginning of the game and see it, and the fans were awesome going to the game, coming out through the tunnel after the game. We missed them, and there's so many good, positive, all-in fans for Nebraska, and we're fighting as hard as we can for them.
Thanks, Scott.
Yep.
He bailed out before they could ask him who he thought we were going to play in the Big 12 championship.
Exactly. I mean, bottom line, Huskers are back, right?
Clearly.
Big Ten titles this year, next year.
I think Monday they'll probably be, what do you think, top 20, top 15?
I can't, dude. Anything stick out to you, Lordy, from Frost?
Nope.
Gary?
Yeah, I was glad he was still on that fixing stuff, the problems. He like we said before, he don't really throw people under the bus, so I didn't really expect him to be like, yeah, the offensive line still sucks. The first quarter especially, everybody was still doing the same things they always do. But he alluded to it. And as bad as they needed a win, as bad as this team was, I'm glad they didn't act like it was a bigger deal than it was. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we won. We were supposed to, but it should have been more. Things should have been cleaner throughout the game, but especially the first quarter should have been better. And already talking about things that still need to be worked on or dissected in film, whatnot. What do you think?
I mean, I just like the way he handles the press conferences. You know, I just like the way he handles the media. Dude's a pro. I don't know. It's easier to do after a win, right?
I mean, yeah. I don't feel like it gives a ton of information. And I know, like, we talked about that before where this dude thinks he's Belichick or whatever. And it's like, again, that goes back to the whole thing. When you're winning and you keep things close to the cuff, you're smart, you're dialed in, and you're whatever type of coach. But when you're losing or they're asking you tougher questions you just don't want to answer, then you're just a cocky dick. You're muted again, man.
My bad. So they said that Martinez lost like what, 9 pounds?
8.
8. He looks a
That's
lot
what they
better,
said.
man. He looks lean. What can I say?
No, you want me to see if he's single or?
That's what I want you to do. That's what I'm
That's what I
asking.
feel like you were hinting at. Yeah.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
aren't most
yeah,
trying to bulk up because they're trying to strengthen up and not get injured?
He looks muscular. He looks like he got rid of his younger teenager fat and he's building
I don't
muscle.
think he had that though.
Well, after
He
his
never
injury,
looked like he had fat.
but after his injury, I'm sure it's easy to put on weight when you're less mobile, right? You can't do as much cardio because of his lower body injuries, right? He looks really healthy. I'll just say that.
Big momentum boosters. Those guys playing really hard, and Fordham had got a couple big plays, but the defense held up, and I think that goes a long way in just our continued building of what we're trying to do here and the trust on both sides of the ball.
What did that 2-minute drill at the end of the first half feel for him?
It was huge. One of our coaches was kind of preaching probably early last week just about how big the last 5 minutes of a half are and the first 5 minutes of the second half, right? And so that was really big for us going into the locker room and then coming out, finding a way to get the ball back and going down and scoring again. And we did what we were supposed to do.
How much did you guys just need a game where you could rep it out? You had 65 plays on the ground. I mean, just good quality work where you can rep it out.
Yeah, and that's going to be huge for us. We can go back on film and see what we need to get better on. But you hit it on the head. You know, big for this team, and I think just what we needed.
I know you don't want to take anybody lightly, but in a game like this, you go into it, I mean, really driving to get some distance where some guys who are working hard behind the scenes can get in the game and play today.
Yeah, well, we have confidence in who we are as a team and what we're capable of. So that means games like this, we need to come in and take care of business. And we did what we were supposed to do. There's a little element of that, but you can't take anyone lightly. You still need to come out and play your tail off because they were excited too. You know, they're playing football. They're guys who want to be there. So you have to treat them as such.
Adrian, fans in
He
the
meant
stands.
play their balls
You're out there
off.
with the Leafs doing the interview, running in out of the tunnel, fans there. What did that mean to you to see all those fans in the crowd and waiting for you going into the locker room and, for you today?
Yeah, at the end of the game. Yeah, that was it's pretty cool. Special moment for sure for me. I always appreciate that support and just I know it's not like that everywhere. It isn't. And it's something to be thankful for, which I am. And part of what makes Nebraska so great.
Samari 8 times for 133 yards today. I wondered what you thought of that fourth down pass where it seemed like the chemistry between you two was just perfect.
Yeah. I have a lot of trust in Samari. It's kind of funny. He's over there cheesing at me, so it's hard to talk. Yeah.
You're muted.
That's your fault, all right? No, I'm sure he's cheesing. I'm sure Torrey is over there cheesing because he just became an NFL radar target.
Yeah.
You don't think
a lot
so?
of guys make the jump. A lot of guys make the jump to the league after they play Fordham.
Listen.
We'll see what happens when he plays real teams.
All right, fair.
We built a lot of trust over the offseason, and I'm glad we got to showcase that today. I knew where he was going to be, and he knew where I was going to put the ball, and that's a big piece of the passing game is just having trust, and I trust him.
How much have you worked on just manipulating the pocket? I don't know if manipulate's the right word, but just working up in it and maybe not taking off and running as quickly?
Yeah, well, Coach Verdue does a great job of mixing in different drills during the week, and one of those things is moving within the pocket and finding space to throw the ball. It's a fine line, knowing when to take off and knowing when to maneuver and make a throw downfield.
A little pitch play that you guys ran a couple times. Are you looking for keys like that, like on a traditional option, or is that something you look for, like a different kind of look when you run that?
Yeah, well, I don't want to get too into the weeds with that one, but I will say coaches are looking for a specific look, and it is traditional in a sense. Some of the options we've ran in the past, and yeah, I'll leave it at that. But it's really not incredibly complicated. It's nothing crazy for our guys for us to execute.
It's weird how there's like this taboo in Nebraska around running the option. Like he doesn't even want to talk about the option because he knows
he's talking about why they ran that style.
I know, but he's like, I don't want to get too far in the weeds with it. Like
traditional option.
They just don't want it to be a crutch. I don't know.
It's a loaded question. It's a loaded question. That sort of question comes with like, shouldn't we run the option more? That's what that question means. And he's like, well, not to get in the weeds too much. Like, I don't know. It's just weird, man. Just run the option. Run it like 50% of the time. How's that sound?
A couple of years ago, Big Ten media.
Run it 15% of the time. Just run it.
Days asked you about your line.
But hold on, pause it.
About how special they
so
are.
you want to see that triple option. You want to see the traditional option.
I like that. I like speed options. That Oregon option that
I mean, RPOs are options. A lot of people act like they're not. But I mean, it's literally in the name. It's just a different variation of it. There's so many variations. You look at, like you're saying 15, we run way more than 15% option plays, especially when we're running the ball. And then there's a lot when we're passing, but he'll tuck it sometimes. Sometimes it's a design. Sometimes you got to read what the safety or the Mike backer or the slot, or not slot, the nickel or dime, whatever the money back is, what they do on whether you drop back to pass. But, I mean, they're all variations of the option.
But can it go back to his quick decision making, like we were talking about earlier, not just with the option, with his pass versus rush, that he's doing, now throw in the element of another person, and he's trying to make those decisions. He has struggled in the past with making quick decisions. And in an option offense, you need quick decisions.
I feel like he's breaking down mentally in the decision making when a play is broken down. Like,
well,
I know he has to make
for
a
him.
decision
It's more of like, oh no, my main target is not going to get the ball. Now what? And it's like I could do this, or I could do this, or I could do this. Like I don't know which one.
That's not the case in an option. When you have options, you're reading outside linebackers or defensive ends on like a traditional RPO, whether you hand it off or whether you keep it. Like on the play
even in the options we ran today, he was not making the decision quickly.
I disagree, man.
I thought he looked great today, and today
why Torrey
only.
Had those runs. That's why
pull him up. I want to see the options that he ran.
That's fine.
Because
I'll pull him up after this.
I know one for sure where he should have pitched the ball, and he was like, "Well, I kind of want to run it," and then he pitched the ball. So he like fake the pitch, and then would like fake the guy, but then pumped it, and then gave it back to it. It wasn't right. Like he didn't make the quick decision of I'm gonna draw this guy, get it to my guy, so that he can go with it.
But option's
like
not
quickly.
a quick decision all the time. It is when you're coming off like an RPO, like a run pass, or I'm keeping or I'm handing to the running back. That's a quick read because you're watching what the outside backer or defensive end does, or if a safety pulls. It depends on what defense they're in. But when you're talking about like that swing type or that jet sweep type triple option with a wide receiver, where Torrey mainly kept coming up in motion, and then we had the two backs, and he'd fake it to whatever back was in there, say what's his name? Not Irvin. Who's the other one? Step. And then they take off down on the side. Like, that's not a quick decision. Like, okay, now we're running this option. I got to pitch it. You've got to draw that guy to you.
Yeah, that's a
before you pitch it,
developing
which
play.
is why he got hit like he did on the one play. But it was the right play at the right time. I mean, you suck the guy over and you take the contact, but now you give that guy that much more of a lane. If they stay in their slot there, you've got to come up.
But
almost
that's
to
the
where
one where
it's
he
too far
pump
and then
faked
go.
and the guy was on him, so you know the guy is going to tackle you. The defender committed to him, and he pump faked to the running back, and then
Right.
he pitched it. So that's, to me, was the indecision I saw with him in his option, that he wasn't comfortable because he doesn't do it normally. They don't run it very often, so I don't think they run it well. I'm not saying they didn't run
disagree
other
completely.
options during the game
Look,
well. I just saw
I-
him with his indecision, just like his running indecision. Same with his option indecision.
I agree with the indecisiveness when he drops back to pass and a play breaks down. When he's gone through his reads and they're not there, he gets way too indecisive. A lot of times, how many times when that happened,
He pumped
and
his
you were
check
talking about
down.
it too, we're looking at where the his bailout, basically his safety valve is at, and then he stares him down. Even instead of throwing it to him and letting him get 3 or 4 yards, he stares him down and then throws it to him so that the guy's getting hit basically as he throws the ball. Like, that's his problem, indecisiveness, or he waits to run when the pockets kind of collapse. He don't have anywhere to go in, and he gets stretched out laterally. But when he runs the option, when they run RPOs, that traditional style option, the triple option, whatever variation of it, he doesn't have that much freedom to think. Like, I know it seems like it does because he literally has options, but it's like, okay, read the end. Is he coming? No. Okay, then give it to the guy and let him go up the middle. Is he coming? Yes. Okay, then fake the handoff and keep it. Now, if we're in a triple option set, what's the next guy up doing? What's the outside corner or the edge corner? What's the safety if he's playing up? What's he doing? And then if he comes at you, you pitch it. If he stays in the middle or to the outside, then you run and get what you can. Like, I understand he has to make those decisions as it goes, but it's a checklist of decisions to make. He has a checklist of receivers to make when he's doing his check downs, and as long as one of them's open, he's okay. He might overthrow him or underthrow him or make the bad read, but I mean, he's okay doing that. When all of that stuff is gone, it's like, all right, dude, the play ran out, now it's on you to improvise. That's where he has trouble decision making, in my opinion. But I feel like he ran the option plays
Those guys
pretty well.
blocking and knowing that they've made you successful today.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, they're the key. They're the key to this offense, and they brought it today. We got in each other's grills a little bit, and I loved it. That's what we need. We need more of that, and we brought the energy out of each other. And those guys stepped to the plate, and that's what we need as a team. That's what we needed today. That's what we're going to need moving forward.
You said you gave him your grill. Was that today or was that after last week?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'll just talk about today. But today, I mean, we love each other, right? So we call each other out, need to step up, whatever, need to bring more juice. And it goes both ways is all I was trying to say.
Was that early in the game today?
Yeah, early in the game. And I mean, we needed a little boost.
Take one more.
Adrian, you hit 17 and 23 today. The difference between today's performance and last week.
Yeah.
Fordham.
Yeah. Well, I would say as a unit, we performed a lot better. And for me personally, I was a little bit calmer and making sure that I was staying level headed with my footwork, with my decision making, and having trust in our guys.
Why do you feel like you were Palmer today?
What's that?
Why do you think you were Palmer today?
First game out of the way. I wouldn't put too much stock into it. I just felt comfortable with our guys and what we're doing. And we got to trust our teammates.
All right. Thanks, Adrian. What's Maury next?
He wanted him to say because we were playing Fordham so bad. Why were you so comfortable there?
Oh,
Adrian?
you were you? Huh. Yeah. But they can't say that because it's not that they don't want to be honest. It's just they can't be dicks and disrespect a team like that. You know, it's not
good.
You could, but it's not cool, right? Especially in college, good sportsmanship, all that.
Sportsmanship don't win games, Gabe.
All I can think about is your boy Torre.
Yeah.
Love him. He's got that it factor. Imagine him and Dickie Torres.
Jesus, here we go.
Hmm? Him, Dickie Torres.
And Yant, right?
Hey,
And
first
Yant in the backfield.
First,
right?
I was gonna say Step, and Yant.
Mhm.
Lordy, back me up on Yant.
I mean, we talked about this. It was the spring game, right?
Yes.
He stepped up, and obviously the coach didn't see it because he didn't bring him in until literally the end of the game. After 5 running backs? Was he 6?
He might have been,
Yeah.
which means more than likely he's not getting any touches when the game matters.
Mm-hmm.
It's disgusting. Why do we keep doing this? I mean, before Imani Cross, Gary, there was another big running back. I can't remember who it was. I feel like his last name was Collins. Didn't get a lot of play. Loved him, but we just don't give big backs. We definitely don't run any fullbacks, but we don't give big backs carries.
Should
And it
we
seems-
watch
what's
the
what's his name
Marquis
is big?
Step
Yeah, I'll look
in the
for it.
conference? I think that would be a big one because that was a
What,
big day
Gary?
for him.
The Zigbo was big.
Yeah, but okay. But Ozigbo never got to play. It was like
Yeah, right.
it was pulling teeth to get them to let him play.
He was the primary back.
They'd bring
Yeah.
him
senior
in,
year, I
he'd
think
get
it was.
10, 12, 15, and then they'd pull him out.
Pull him out. Let's get somebody smaller in there. They disrespect.
Was it
maybe
Washington?
that's the thing,
Like
man.
they'd bring Washington in. You're like, what?
If you're running a certain type of offense where you need a guy to be fast, and when you're in pass pro or pass in a pass game, you need a guy that can stand up to pass pro. Like that's Gabe Irvin's problem, and that was Step's problem last week against Illinois. He was horrible in pass protection. So it's like if you're running a multifaceted offense where yeah, it's a spread, and we're going to run a lot of like mesh plays and things in the passing game. Then we're going to run options and do whatever. You've got to have guys that have 1, speed, but 2, when you are dropped back to pass, when you're spread out, you've got to have running backs that can help pass block. We're not running like 2 tight end sets and going traditional just 2 receivers and having a fullback or doing whatever else. So it's like you've got to be able to do. I don't know that he's not. I'm just saying like, for the style of offense we run, you've got multiple tasks, multiple jobs, multiple skills that your running back has to have. I'm not saying these other guys have shown a ton, but I mean, I've seen these other guys 2 games now.
Okay.
See, go back to that fumble.
Yeah, Gary, we were
There's your option.
Corey. I'll pull you off of this so quick. Gary, we didn't see this video because we were getting the podcast up and running. So I don't think you saw this, did you?
Yeah, I saw it. That's why I told you. This was the second play of the game.
Oi, oi, oi. Just a simple handoff. He falls on it.
It's not a simple handoff. He wanted to run. He
Yeah.
saw. Go back. Pause it. Look at his eyes. Look at the side of the field. He saw wide open, so he wanted to run. So he sees this guy. He wants to run with it because look at how it's
is
sealed with Allen,
Sealed, bro.
and he wants
But
it.
it's-
He's like, "This is mine."
That's the right read. He should keep it.
Super
The linebackers, 47 and 43, start shifting.
It's that
with the flow
indecision.
on the strong.
If
or
he
on the
saw
weak
it,
side.
if he saw Allen immediately, so back it up a little bit.
But it's not immediate. That's why you put the ball in and slide and start moving.
Look who Allen's going up against. Look at this.
That's where he sees it. He's like, okay, he sealed that.
No,
All
he
right,
didn't
man.
see it that quick. He didn't. He doesn't make the decision quick enough.
You hate
That's
him,
why
is
he-
what you're saying.
Exactly what I said.
And you hate the
Quote
Huskers.
unquote.
You hate the Huskers too.
Now this run,
Chris.
he makes a quick decision. He goes,
He
"Oh, my
said,
first read." He
"Suck
actually
it,
did a
Lordy."
second read, and he ran east-west. He didn't run north-south like he usually does. He goes
Sees
first,
it?
second. Nope. Straight up the gut. Go. He was quick with it.
I mean, that run right there was completely north-south. I mean, he just went right.
I think he
like
meant
you
to say
said,
not
straight up the gut.
east-west, yeah.
Yeah, that's usually what he does.
There was your sack. Remember we said there was no sack? I knew
Yeah,
there
they
was one.
literally put on the stat sheets. They didn't put any sacks
Huh.
unless it was a penalty. I don't know.
Hey, let's see if this first interception was a tip or if it was like off of us or if
I
it
thought
was
it was a
them.
tip. You said
Somebody tipped it, but I don't know if it was us or them. What a
one-handed
catch.
grab.
Dog. What a catch. Here it comes. I believe this is it. Ooh, that's a tip
That's off
the
him.
receiver.
Yeah, 82.
Yeah, baby Wes. Your boy Austin Allen is.
And then they ran the play again to him, exactly the same. Now is this the option? No, there's one of them.
Well, that's the.
Yeah, that's one of them. It was the option read to the running back, and he kept it, which he had to get to.
This run right here, bro. Dude's got wheels. I wonder if we'll see Demorak get the hit that made him start playing bad.
No, it was early.
Huh. Well, I mean, there he threw a TD looking nice. This was nice.
He found the hole in the zone.
Dropped it in.
Skirt.
Quick decision. Quick
Is
decision. Terrible O-line play. Nothing he could do except break 3 tackles. Bro.
Except watch all of his linemen standing there.
Watch him.
Yeah. I'd be ripping them, dude. Should they have had holes like that to run through?
No.
Some would say no. This was nice.
Mm-hmm.
That
was going to tie it there.
Yes. So risky for that kicker to do that.
I'm with Corey. Like, I don't understand how that's legal.
Yeah,
probably isn't. Quick decision.
That was his good. Yes, that was his good run. I told you. Compared to his other one, he went to the corner. The first one, I told you he didn't.
Great.
And during that play, I told you that was a good run to the corner because he said, "I'm running to the corner," and did it immediately.
Great handoff. I mean, Yant could have done that in his sleep, but okay.
Except he was on the bench.
Just saying.
Is this the other INT? And that was a face mask.
Yep, same dude. Get him, Williams.
This is the good option here. This one was a good one. No, there was an exact when we were on the field just like that. There was another good one.
Maybe this is it.
Maybe this is it.
Yep, this is it.
This is it. Yep.
Excuse me. Takes the hit.
So I didn't say he didn't run any good options. I'm telling you, he made indecision on some of them. Is what cost him.
Here's
it's not this one because it was that same field.
Show me some Yant.
Maybe they're not going to show it.
No, it's already in the
because he had a touchdown that was for an option on the other end. I thought.
Yeah, he had 2 on the side, but the other one was before that.
Yeah,
it was before the one,
and it was a good option.
Smothers, son of a. Why wouldn't he pitch that, bro? It's like.
Why don't we start Smothers?
Shut up.
Why aren't you starting Smothers?
Pitching that would have been just like so simple there. Look at this pitch.
He draws the 2, so then there's only 1 with the running back.
Look at this.
It wasn't this one.
No.
Did you go back too far, maybe?
Yeah,
I think I did.
Yeah,
I think this is it. This is it.
So watch the 2 on him and
when is
not
it?
it? You must have not backed up far enough.
Yeah, you did
How
back
many
up when all
running
the
backs
game's
do
over.
we
That was
have?
the last play of the game.
Yeah, go way. Yeah, you didn't even go back.
It's coming up.
Too far?
How many weeds you
Definitely.
smoke?
Here's the INT.
Several. If we can do this against Buffalo, I'll feel a lot better. Oh my gosh! How far did we back up?
Too far.
We?
It's all right, though. They skip a lot of the plays.
Gary, how far did you back us up? I just wanted to show you that pitch again.
Yeah, there's that option.
And say, give me some more
All
option
intentional.
play. Yeah. Totally meant to happen.
This has got to be it. Nope.
Nope.
This is the handoff.
It's after this.
So you like that Johnson kid, right?
I just want to see him. I heard a lot. Him and Betts, guys like that. You kept hearing.
All right,
about
this is
stuff,
it?
and this is it.
So
Here we go.
bring
Watch.
around. Look
Could
at
have pitched
that.
it right here. Here.
He just went too fast. Or that
No,
running back.
No,
was
he
too
stopped
slow.
looking. He stopped
He
looking.
Thank you, Corey, for perfectly.
You never
putting the-
stop looking.
He's too far
in
in
an
front of
option.
the running back. Why would he look when he's
Go
2
back.
yards in front
Pause
of the running
Thank
back?
you
He
for
still
putting
has
back.
to turn
He
the
stays
corner,
in- he stays in
and there's
formation.
a block in between them.
Put Gary in his place, please.
All right,
Coming
get
up.
ready to pause it. Did you?
Of course.
Right here.
Did
Here
you?
it is.
Pause it when he turns the corner and watch where 32's at. Watch
Yeah.
where
So
the
we
block
got a
between
blocker
them
on
is.
blocker.
Okay,
He's
here's
got to
a
know.
Keep
Watch
going.
this.
Here's a pitch
Keep going.
opportunity. I don't care what you say. If he hits
No, that's
it
too
right
early.
No,
here-
that's gonna draw. That's gonna draw the corner up there, not
That's
the one
way
being
too
blocked.
early.
So
All right,
Ray,
now
keep
okay.
going. Keep going.
Number 4, your boy Antonio Brown out here. Watch.
He's doing great.
The
That's
running
all
back,
right. You
the
pass
running
him.
back
Doesn't
Stop,
matter.
man. The running back never gets parallel to Smothers. Whether Smothers ran it too quick in that gap, or whether the running back didn't get quick enough. He can't pitch there. Look how far
keep
behind
going.
Smothers
Definitely
he is.
can't pitch.
Why would
I
he even
get
look to
that.
pitch that?
Keep going.
Why would he look to pitch?
There,
Right there.
it becomes available again, and this dude
He's
is
drawn
already
two.
doing his spin move.
Look where the defender's at. Yeah, because he's closer to getting contact
Where
than
are
the
you
running back
pitching it
is
though?
away
Watch
from the
this.
guy who
Wait,
just
wait,
released the ball.
wait.
I bet you guys-
Why?
Why?
Where is he pitching it though? Exactly on this line. He's leading his running back.
If he throws it out to the 35-yard line,
He's catching it.
big old gain.
He's
Dude, I
catching
could have
it.
got to the
And
35
the dude,
quicker than that
the
running
dude
back.
standing right
taking
there
his
has
time
no
going around the
chance to
edge.
get him. But he wants to spin move. And
He already
had it
decided
in his
I'm
mind,
the one
you know.
gaining these yards. These yards belong to me now. Not let's get a score.
that's a TD right there.
What
I'm
is
saying.
So,
I saw it
so
live,
you guys,
too.
you guys feel like you're pretty up to par on the fact of like Cam Taylor Britt, right? Like you're coached not to receive a punt inside the 10 or the 9 or the 8 or whatever it is, right? And you're not supposed, when a ball hits the ground, bounces, you just yell Peter or whatever they yell and tell everybody to get out of the way, and whatever happens, happens, right? When a quarterback cuts up and makes his cut or his drive or his commitment through the lane, he's not supposed to even attempt to pitch it out again, because bad shit will happen more often than not. Whether he pitches
All right, let's
off,
pull up
whether the
some
running
old
back
Huskers
decides
highlights
he's going to go
that
ahead and
beg to
edge.
differ.
Go ahead and pull them up. Watch when Frazier and Frost and Crouch and all those guys, once they cut up and go, if the dude's not right there and it's one guy, once they start running in alleys between blocks that are being had,
The
and
dude
guys
was
are
right
breaking
there,
down
and
on
he
him,
had drew two guys.
the dude was like,
You know what
Okay.
the best quarterbacks
All right,
could
man.
do,
This
Gary?
is fucking
You know what the
hilarious.
best quarterbacks could do?
What?
Admit
Let's
when
hear
they've
it.
been proven wrong.
Mm.
And that's why you were never a good quarterback.
never could be, never will be.
All right? I'm saying. if
Can
he-
we watch Step? Can we watch his press
Yeah,
conference?
Step talked. Okay.
Yeah, let's
okay.
pull up that. You know, he had a 100-yard day. Let's give him
All right.
that spotlight.
You're right. He earned it. I feel personally like Yant should have been given a
with his 3
press
carries.
conference. Don't act like it's not impressive because that's a lie. All right. How you spell his first name? With a K, right?
I have no idea. Markese.
Got it.
2 P's in a pod.
Well,
PP.
well, yeah. What did he say? Boo boo.
He's got PP. Martinez got boo boo.
Oh boy. And there was
And
some slurps and
Sputters?
Like after the game, he's like, "All right, everybody getting their PJs nice and early tonight and get some good nights because we're gonna have a full day of watching film tomorrow."
Spit and sputtered.
Just stop.
Spurt and
You know-
spattered.
I've been at a couple other hostile environments as well. It wasn't really hostile today because we're home, but like with big crowds. So it was nothing too new to me, but there's no fans like the people here. I haven't seen a fan base like this, like ever. We barely at our games, like we really had only like probably about 40 on a regular basis. And I mean, like the fan
Like
base.
at his high school or what?
So it was pretty dope.
Want to run in?
Oh yeah, I mean like the offense. We
They had fans last
work
year.
every day, real hard, and I mean like it wasn't a surprise to me or anybody else because we know what we're capable of. And we do our job, and don't make mistakes, and just have our assignments
Didn't make
right.
any mistakes.
We could do this against any team day in and day out. I believe.
That third quarter, I feel like we started to get downhill on them, like you guys have talked about all camp.
Yes, sir. I think we got pretty downhill all game, in my opinion. You just got sometimes it's not going to be there, but you got to keep hitting it because one of them is going to break eventually. I felt like we had a couple good long runs, and I felt like the O line, they blocked our asses off today, and they were moving the line of scrimmage. And, when they move the line of scrimmage, it makes our job a lot easier. So hats off to them and them doing their job. And after taking all the criticism last week, they came out here and really did their thing today. And I'm proud of them.
People expect you to take care of business in a game like this, but how much does the team need, an outcome like this after last week to maybe build some confidence, play some young guys on that?
I feel like we always had confidence. Last week, not to like really talk about it, but, we beat ourselves, I felt like. This was a game that we were supposed to win, but you always got to respect any opponent you play. So there was no difference in the preparation from last week to this week. We continue to work hard like we always do and will continue to do. So we got to respect every opponent. They came out, they were hitting for real. I ain't gonna lie. Like they was really hitting. 47 is he's mean. Well, that way he made every tackle. I'm like, damn, man. But he nice for real. I ain't gonna lie.
Get 30.
Huh?
Get 30 tackles.
No, he
3-0.
No, he
didn't.
didn't.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
30?
He said no, he didn't.
Wow.
Wow.
30 tackles.
He still doesn't
Really
believe
stat
him.
sheet.
Look at this.
Dang, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. He's a monster. I ain't gonna lie. He was feeling that today. But.
How much was it good for your room? I mean, Savion had a couple touchdowns.
Yeah.
You guys got a lot of guys.
Yeah. I'm like all summer. I'm like, we had a chip on our shoulder. People were, questioning what the RBs were going to do this year and all that. But we knew what we had in the room. We continue to support each other no matter who the hot hand is. We continue to support each other. We continue to compete, and we're all close off the field. So that makes it even better. So like it's genuine. When somebody has success, we feel like we all have success. And there were smiles, like no matter who got in, everybody was happy. Like Marv scored, I was hyped. When Sevi scored, I was hyped. Everybody. Gabe did his thing. Jock, when he got in, Coop. Like we emptied the whole clip today with the RB room. So I mean, like that's pretty dope. Like you can't. At most schools, I feel like that's hard to do, and like everybody in the running back room plays. Like that's a good day.
Is it unique though that you guys do root for each other? I mean, you've seen teams.
Yeah. Sometimes like that can be like when somebody else, some people can get jealous, but here, like we have each other's back no matter what. I mean, like for real, got each other back. So I mean, like it's unique because in a lot of rooms people get jealous, but it's really unique to see everybody coming together. even if their number isn't called, but still, having that positive energy on the sidelines is like that makes the difference. Because when your number is called, you got to be ready. You got a negative attitude. You ain't gonna perform when you get out there.
Anything else from Marquise? Do you feel like some of that comes from the fact that Nebraska spreads the ball around to different running backs and then passes the ball to, so that there's not really a chance for one person to get it all the time? People possibly get jealous.
Yeah. Wait, what you said at the end?
You were saying that people don't get jealous here.
Right.
Nebraska spreads the ball around. You got the ball, the other running back got the ball, we pass it. Do you feel like that helps you guys not get jealous of each other?
Honestly, I feel like that doesn't play a factor at all. Regardless, if you don't get in at all, we're still going to support each other. So I don't think it matters who all gets the carries or how it's divided. I don't think that really helps. I think it's just we're very genuine people in that room. So, we really truly support each other no matter if you don't get a play or anything. So you know what I'm saying? It's whatever, regardless, we're going to support each other. It don't matter for real.
Are some of those young backs still kind of learning how to run at the collegiate level? The holes maybe aren't as big, those kind of things.
I know when I was young, it's definitely a process that you go through, unless you're Saquon Barkley or the super generational players. They get it off the rip. But for most people, the majority, it takes a while because the holes close faster on the college level. So in order, sometimes you may think you have it, then it closes up, then you got to think quick with another plan. So I think they're doing a pretty good job. Honestly, I feel like when I was a freshman, I feel like they way ahead than I was when I was a freshman. It was and they came in and worked. They're very mature, and it's been they made the transition easy and everything. So they're very mature for their age. Everybody is really committed to getting better day in and day out. There's competition every day. People finishing the runs no matter what to the end zone every day. So we're just trying to, we're trying to bring we trying to make this RBU again, for real.
Can you say one thing about the difference between today and last week? I know you scored a lot of points today. Had a good day on offense, good day on defense. Was there anything else that felt different today? We just eliminated the mistakes. You can't, and especially in the Big Ten, mistakes, the margin for error is so little. So you gotta, I feel like we eliminated the mistakes, and that was the difference, really. Because if you look at the Illinois game, we get a big play, and there'd be a holding penalty or something like that. So that it's changed the whole game. You're on the other side of the field. Swing. Play calling is different, so it's just
you just ran it 30 yards, and now you got a 10-yard penalty
today.
True.
I love that kid, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's pretty dope. It feels like we have a star in the making, potentially, and it feels like we have a star in Toure, to me. But we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave Yant out for now. I know he's a star. You hear me, Yant? I'll go to war for you, Yant, against this hater across from me.
I love the guy.
All right,
and Palomalo Jr.
Trey Palomalo is my guy.
Yant, you're my LeBron. I'm your Unc Shay Shay. That's your Skip. This is your Skip right here. I'm sorry. All right, Lordy, you're Chris Broussard. Probably doesn't even know who that is.
Nope.
Good.
Don't need to know.
But yeah, man, I like that kid. And I don't know, man. Anything else you got, Gary, on this win from Step? Yeah.
No, I don't know if he's just trying to gas up the line or what. I was not impressed with them at all. I was almost more disappointed with them after this game than I was Illinois. I wasn't because they were so bad against Illinois, but they weren't that much more improved from last week, and the talent they were going against was significantly less. It's I have zero reason to think that they fixed anything.
Well, the big thing that he said right as you left at the end there was because they said what was different last week versus this week.
Eliminated mistakes.
And so the mistakes, for example, not talking about the other team at all, just yourself. if you made a mistake, how big it affected your team. So like for example, there like someone would get a 30-yard run, and now you got a holding call, and you bring it back 10 yards. Now it's 40-yard differential. Like it's just a huge swing. And so we were eliminating things like that, especially to play more cleanly with that self-responsibility of, oh, I did something I shouldn't have done. And not just yourself. I mean, it's your other teammates. And that's just your team. Who cares about talking about the other team? Yes, we made mistakes today, but we did eliminate the mistakes that we had control over, or more of
Right,
them.
but kind of. I mean, I agree overall with that. But like, if they're gonna sit and they're gonna watch film and they're gonna break things down, especially if you look at after they break down game film from this game, compared to how they broke down the game film from Illinois, the offensive line holding is one of those things that, like, you know, they say it happens on every player, this or that, but it's not like an offensive lineman just goes, man, I'm just gonna go out here and hold this dude, or in the middle of the play, next thing you know, he's holding a guy. He gets beat, or he's about to get beat. A guy got an inside or an outside on him, has the leverage, and he knows he's like the quarterback's getting hit, or he can't. It's the running back got outside, and this dude's like right here, so now he's got to hold him and do whatever. It's a lot easier to actually execute your blocks and not be put in a likely holding situation when you're playing Fordham on the defensive front than
Because you're not getting
apparently
beat
when
as
you're playing.
often.
We're not getting beat, and they weren't sending linebackers through the gaps like Illinois was, and they couldn't have. Illinois' linebackers were so fast, it was just, it's hard. I mean, sometimes on the offensive line, your blocking scheme is that, you know, the center and the guard will block one guy, like one tackle, and their job is to take him into the middle linebacker. Well, if that linebacker's that fast and you're here, he's coming scot-free. Now your guard's got to disengage and try to catch him, and he's already going past him. He's faster. He's a linebacker. That's what a lot of the stuff with Illinois was. Like, I'm just saying, when they break the game down, yeah, it's nice they didn't have holding calls, but the
So you
defensive scheme was a
disagree
lot
with him
simpler.
saying that they made less mistakes just because they're an easier team?
No, I agree that they made less mistakes as far as that goes. I don't agree that they played their asses off, like he said, and looked great. They didn't need to hold, but they were still getting beat a lot. They were still standing around looking backwards. And how many times do they get off the ground? I mean, if you're not on somebody, if you didn't pancake somebody, you shouldn't be getting off the ground every play as an offensive lineman. You can go back and watch some quick highlights again. It happens almost every play, even on good plays. Even when we compensate for that, or Martinez, you know, had a quick dump or would run through the lane or something, it's like,
Yeah, but what do you
I
expect
just
with
don't
guys
feel
that
they're better.
we don't have top tier 5-star linemen? Like, what do you
That's my
expect?
point. That's why I'm saying they didn't play well. Like, I don't know what you. I'm not arguing we've got studs that aren't doing stuff. I've been saying all along, that's what we need. I don't want to hear about how great whoever is, Adrian Martinez is, or Betts is, or Omar Manning is, or whatever corner or safety. Yeah, how great Yant is, even though we can all see it.
He is.
Like, I want to start getting some studs. And what did we count the other night? 18, 20 offensive linemen on the team? Or in the 20s, and like 18 of them or something are considered freshmen. And that's because last year was like a throwaway. So if they're a redshirt, you know, they could be 2 or 3 years deep on the team and still be considered a freshman. So maybe eventually we'll get there with the developing guys. But I mean, it's just not there. I mean, no, I don't think they played really well today. And that's why the running game went the way it did. Because there was, I feel like, fewer plays on offense where at the end of the play, it's like, the offensive line did pretty well there. They didn't hold and they didn't do all that type of stuff, but that's what I'm saying is, like, they weren't under the same defensive scheme or defensive pressure where they had to make the switches and compensate in the middle of the play that would put them in a holding position as much.
Plus, like Martinez said, it was the second game, got those first game jitters out of the way. Corey said it's been a long time since they've actually played football, is a good point.
Yeah.
No, maybe that has something to do with it. Or it's Fordham. Everything's going to be easier against Fordham. It's like cranking the difficulty down on a video game. So
to me, the comparison is, yes, the offensive line did a better job of not holding illegal formations, things like that. But that's like if you played, I don't know, an air attack team one week and you got burnt, your corners got burnt that had pass interference calls, whatever. And then the next week you play a team that runs the ball 90% of the time. You're like, man, we didn't have one pass interference call and only one guy got burnt. It's like, well, yeah, in a completely different, you weren't tested as much. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you still played the whole game and you did a good job not doing those things, but you weren't put in the situations you were put in against the other offense. I just feel like it's going to be tougher with Buffalo. I think the offensive line is going to go back to looking a little more like it did against Illinois, and especially when we play like Oklahoma and start getting back into the Big Ten against those teams, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, that's right. That one game against Fordham, they had about 8 plays where they looked good, but other than that.
So we're going to do a preview of Buffalo probably tomorrow, and we'll film it and probably put it out. But not the Bills. Do you know anything about Buffalo University off the top of your head?
That's where Khalil Mack went.
Obviously.
He's coming back for this game.
Right. That's how that works.
Because he said they're more talented than the Bears.
Oh,
so he wants to be
well.
on a real team.
That's hurtful. It's probably time to end it now. But, yeah, we'll get back to you guys with a detailed report on Buffalo, what they do, and what to expect. Thanks, Lordy, for hanging out, man. Let's hop on some video games. Gary,
yeah,
you're a little too old for video games, and that's regrettable.
Too old and way not cool enough.
I didn't want to say it, but
you might as well. Everybody's thinking it.
We'll see you guys next time. Go check out that Richard Torres video. We dropped that tonight.
Is he going to be as good, better, or not quite as good as Yant?
Yant's in a league of his own.
Is he?
Yant is a young Brandon Jacobs. I don't know how you don't see it.
I was thinking like a young Emmitt Smith or Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, and Walter Payton, and Christian Okoye all had a kid. You'd get Yant.
You lost me at Christian Okoye. We'll see you guys next time, and be easy.